Hi, this is Cousin Russ. Somebody made a comment on my blog about the spend a little time on the planned workspace. So I thought I would spend a couple minutes doing that. I've blogged about it before, but let me um, just go through it a little bit now. If you do not have a file that you're working on, you will end up in this screen. And I've done a couple blog posts of how to use this screen. Like you can start a new tree versus right here. You can start a new tree here. You can import an existing tree or download from Ancestry. I'm not going to do any of that, but this is the planned workspace, and there are two tabs that the uh, new tree and current tree. So I want to go over to the current tree because I have a tree that that I have open, and I want to spend a little time here. Not a lot of time, but a little time. This is the tree that I have opened when it was created and last saved and backed up, and I have to do a tree sync, and I've shared this tree with 5 people. I've invited them, and I can find a little bit more about the tree. If I click on the More button, it'll tell me how many people are in the file, and there's a lot of details right there. But that's not the important item for tonight or for today. The member connect activity. I did a blog post the other day where someone took 2 of my pictures from my tree and put it to their tree. So it's a good thing to keep an eye on what's happening in member connect activity. But I want to talk about the task list. Now, this says I have 35 tasks, but there's a keyword over here that says filtered. That means that there's some filtering going on, and there's a little filter icon. But let me just talk about what I've shown you now. This is my file notes. These are notes about how I handle things in my file. For an example, I have them. I can sort by task description, which is this column, and task 4, and I'll show you in a minute, category and location. But I'm going to select this note fact, the number 2 note that says address fact. That brings up a box where I'm going to edit this because this note was created prior to a feature that was added to Family Tree Maker 2014. So I just am making a note that I'm going to use the address facts when I have an address. Now, there's some categories and locations, and I'm going to click on edit because I have selected file notes, but I want to click on edit, and here's all of the notes, types of notes that I have. For an example, conflicts, I have conflicting information, Civil War information, burial grounds, this is by task list, stuff that I need to do, something that I need to follow up on, and it's wide open of what you do and how you do it. It's up to you. I have a lot of them, as you can see. I'm going to click OK. If you want, you could put dates. If you like to work on a schedule, you can select the date when you want to have it done by. And here are something to think about. You can prioritize these. The ones that I have with the red exclamation point is high priority. It says high priority. What I use high priority for are notes not for a specific person. The medium are all for a specific person. Low priority ones I've already done. And there's a way to complete it when you've completed a task, and just click in that box, and it will save it as completed. Again, this is all filtered, and there's the 20 notes, but there's some other notes that I have for how I handle the file, like record to find a grave memorial number. Why would I want to do that? Well, if I have family that I can link together and find a grave, it's either my memorial or somebody else, I have that memorial number right in my database. Census records, if I have a birth state but don't have a name for the parents, I'm going to enter it, and how I handle unknown names. And there's probably a item here is how to handle unknown names. But this is filtered. Let me click on filtered. Let me just start across the menu here. I can add a new task. I can edit one. I can delete it. I can delete all completed tasks, and I don't want to do that. I want to keep a record of what I had. I can show the headers, that's what's here, or I can filter. I want to click on filter. And what I do, I'm going to filter by task categories. And this is going to bring up a list of my tasks. And there's that whole list that I showed you before, but I'm going to put this one in the filtered file notes, or I can select all. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to select all of my tasks. Now, why is this important? Well, I find it important if I want to work on specific tasks at a time. For an example, I want to deal with data errors or Civil War pension files or conflicts. I can select one. I want to select them all, so I can show you them all. And I have somewhere's around 955 to-do list. I'm just showing you this because I want to show you how I use it. I showed you the general tasks that I have. They're all the high priorities. I only showed you the notes, the field file notes. Now we get down to the medium priority, which is based on specific person. So I then, for example, this person has a conflict. 1910 U.S. Census, under children 0, living 0, shows 2 children. So there's some conflict on the census record between the data that I have and what the census record has. I'm looking for the 1920 census for this person. So this is my to-do list for a person. So if I select that task, well, let's select this task. If I come up here to the right, go to, so this is going to take me to that person directly and to the task list. And the screen is going to show up here. And there's the person. I go to the person list, the person tab for that person, and you will see that there's the task and there's that conflict that I have. So I would work on it, do whatever I'm going to do, but going from the plan workspace, I can go directly to the person who has the work that I need to do, follow-ups, 1940 census, Maryland resources. Now I can sort these. These are right now sorted by the task description. Let's say that I want to sort by the task group, like there's all the cleanup, there's some Civil War documents that I need to follow up on, or I can sort it by person. So if I may want to do some specific work on a person, I can sort it by person. Now there's some items that I do not show, but I will show you that in a minute. But let me get down to the items that I have completed. So I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to drag my mouse down here, and I get down to, there's none that are completed. That's probably because I don't have it selected. So you have a lot of choices, and sometimes the computer gets a little slow when I do hang out on air. A lot of work going on the computer. So this is my to-do list for the person, but it's also, there we go, it finally caught up to me. It gives me, there we go, show uncompleted tasks. That's why I didn't see the ones that I had completed, because I turned them off. I'm going to turn them back on, and now I'm going to get down to the bottom of the list as soon as it'll let me, and I should find my completed list. And I want to uncheck that, and it should show up my completed list. I don't delete them because I want to show uncompleted, show all tasks. I want to keep track of what I've done, what I haven't done. This is both for the file itself. There we go. I thought there was a bunch missing. There's 1,321. These have all been completed, the stuff that I have already done. So this shows what I've already done. If I go to any specific person and go to their the person page, I will see that that task was done. So that's how I use the planned workspace. And just so that you know, the planned workspace is where you can create a file, do the tree sync. You see messages from Ancestry.com if somebody's done something, somebody's looked at the record that you've looked at, that you have attached to one of your people that might be there. All kinds of great stuff. And let me just tell you what I use the planned workspace for. It provides the tools for creating family tree files, managing your research. Family Tree Maker lets you create as many trees as you need. You can open one, you can close it, you can rename it, you can delete it. You can also see the overview of the tree that you currently have open, which I showed you. The new tree feature will let you create a new tree from, you can hand enter it, or you can download it from Ancestry or bring it in from another genealogy database. Again, I've talked about this before, and when I post this blog, I will put a link to how you can see all other blog posts that I've done on the Plan workspace. So there you go. Have a great day.